Hello and welcome to Crypto TV. I'm your host, Ornella Hernandez, and today we're going to talk about what I learned at the Ripple Swell event last week in Dubai, why Ethereum is going up, and we have a special guest joining us, so stay tuned. Ether, or ETH token, is up big time. It's finally back to trading at $2,000, as the rest of the crypto market has been on the rise these last few months, thanks to Bitcoin, its leader. Even the NFT market is very active recently, so we're gonna see some possible reasons for this. But first, let's talk about Ripple. Last week, I attended the annual Ripple Swell event held in Dubai. The main topics were industry trends, regulation, financial inclusion, among others. And they even made a number of announcements, including new partnerships. There was also speculation of an impending initial public offering, an IPO, but in the end, there was never any talk of this at the event. I remind you that Ripple is the company that helps to develop and promote XRP, the cryptocurrency, and the blockchain behind it, the XRP ledger. And days before the conference, Ripple announced that the Dubai Financial Services Authority, or the DFSA, approved the use of XRP within the Dubai International Financial Center, the DIFC, which is an economic zone in the city. So companies based in this zone will be able to incorporate XRP into their virtual asset services from now on. And at the event, I spoke to Naveen Gupta, who is Ripple's current managing director for South Asia and Middle East and North Africa region, and he told me that remittances are the most important use case for cryptocurrencies in the UAE and the region. So people are using crypto to send money home to their family and loved ones, especially to India, Philippines, and Pakistan, as these countries host the most expatriates within the Emirates. So for this reason, Ripple announced during the event that it is partnering with payments fintech company called Onafreak to facilitate cross-border digital asset-based payments that connect Africa with markets such as the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC, the UK, and Australia. Other important agreements include a partnership with Kuwait finance house KFH to introduce immediate cross-border payment services within the country of Kuwait, and also with the National Bank of Georgia, or the NBG, which selected Ripple to oversee its central bank digital currencies initiatives earlier this month. Okay, all good for Ripple, but let's get back to the Swell event. In his closing talk at the end of day 2, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse made several comments, and among them, he said that he is actively discouraging those who present themselves as maximalists. According to the CEO, the world will become multi-chain in the future. He explained, "I'm very optimistic about a lot of different things that are happening in crypto. I certainly try to discourage people from being maximalist about any one particular cryptocurrency. It's going to be a multi-chain world," he said. Garlinghouse also discussed what he believes are the catalysts that could drive greater institutional adoption of cryptocurrencies on a global scale. According to him, there are 2 factors, and among them, having clear regulatory frameworks and having what he described as demonstrated utility. Garlinghouse explained that although the US has about 22 to 23% of the world's gross domestic product, the country is way behind in terms of regulators creating clear rules for cryptocurrencies. Garlinghouse said that compared to jurisdictions such as Dubai, where regulators are engaging with the sector constructively, the US is lagging behind. He emphasized that you have to have the frameworks in place for large institutions to adopt and commit. And in addition to clear rules and regulatory commitment, the CEO also believes that institutional adoption will be driven by demonstration of utility, as opposed to just speculation. According to Garlinghouse, speculation with cryptocurrencies is not the end goal. You also have to demonstrate utility, use cases, because if it's just speculation, it's not, in my view, the promised land, he said. The issue of regulation is something that keeps me up at night, Garlinghouse admitted on stage. And I once even heard him say at another event a few years back in Miami, as a warning to the public, to never start a crypto company in the US. And he was referring to his nightmare with the US regulator, the Securities and Exchange Commission. the SEC. I remind you that in December 2020, the SEC took legal action against Ripple Labs, accusing the firm of offering unregistered securities by selling the XRP token. Recently, however, a precedent was set, which determined that the asset was not a security when traded on the secondary market. And the claims against Ripple executives Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen were also dismissed. So this was a victory for Ripple, but the case does not seem to be over yet, and the final trial is scheduled for 2024 next year. Now, changing the subject, let's see what is happening in the crypto market. Cryptocurrency prices have been on the rise all year. Yay! But there was one token that had been lagging behind a bit: Ethereum. ETH had been stuck in the $1,600 to $1,800 range, and it seemed like it wasn't recovering fast enough compared to other major tokens this year like BTC, Bitcoin, and Sol from Solana. Well, that recently changed when Ether went up 10% in just one day and hit the $2,000 mark for the first time in 7 months. ETH also saw its biggest week of inflows since August of 2022, so in over a year. So why is ETH rising? One word: BlackRock. The largest asset manager in the world, with $9 trillion in assets under management, made some big moves recently. It registered a new corporate entity called the iShares Ethereum Trust, and it did something similar before registering a Bitcoin exchange traded fund, ETF, earlier this year, and it filed a document with the NASDAQ to launch a new ETF product. So these are all signs that point to one thing: that BlackRock is trying to launch an exchange traded fund, or ETF. So here's why this is important. Because ETFs offer investors who are not comfortable buying tokens themselves as a way to gain exposure to the sector. And so to meet the demand from ETF investors, institutions such as BlackRock need to accumulate the asset in question, in this case, Ether. So the more demand plus more adoption equals higher token prices. Now, you may have also heard a rumor that BlackRock is also launching an XRP ETF. Well, this is false, fake news. It temporarily pumped the price of XRP until BlackRock confirmed that it wasn't true. And then the price crashed again. But you know what else is rising? NFT blue chips. They're up over 70% in the last month. Blue chips are the classic or historic collections per se, and the most pricey ones within the crypto world, such as Bored Ape Yacht Club, Azuki, and CryptoPunks, among others. There had been a lull in the NFT market for a while. So much so that the headlines in the press went from NFTs are worth millions to NFTs are worth less than a bag of Doritos. Well, they're worth millions again, because one CryptoPunks NFT recently sold for $1 million. And this purchase and general increase in daily volume was thanks to one person in particular, the co-founder of Yuga Labs, known as GordonGoner.eth on social media. His name is Wiley Aronow, and he has bought dozens of NFTs in the last week from several different collections, and he's tweeted every single time that he's done so. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a return of the expensive NFTs, and with this return, gas prices have also gone up, and a lot, unfortunately. Gas, like gasoline, is a fee that you have to pay every time that you make a transaction on chain, and with the recent market rally, gas prices have skyrocketed. So this will likely prompt investors to use layer 2s like Optimism or Arbitrum, for example. And they'll do so because it might provide cheaper and faster transactions during the next bull run. So now is the time to invest if you want to do so before it all goes up even more. And to comment on this and more, we have a special guest today joining me on set, so stay tuned. Our guest today on Crypto TV is Vickaash Agarwal, who is a partner at the Illuminati Capital VC fund based in Dubai. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming on set today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. Pleasure.
I wanted to pick your brain a little bit on what's going on in the market. Earlier, before you came on, I spoke about the rally with Ethereum that's going on following the Bitcoin trend. So just wanted to start off with your thoughts and what you think is going on in the market.
So market has always been positive for me. Like we had a long bear run, but that's the phase. But it has been investing opportunity for us. Like there's a phase where you need to invest, there's a phase where you need to cash out. So we had a pretty good time for investment in the last 1.5 years. You could have invested in one shot, in tranches, in SIPs kind of formats. But yeah, good. It was a good time to invest, and halving is nearby.
Yes.
And
the Bitcoin halving.
Bitcoin halving around the blocks would reach by March or April. Then you have BlackRock coming up with the ETF. You have
and they recently announced an ETF.
With the ETF.
Ethereum ETF.
Ethereum ETF, and there's something called psychology. So the Luna crash and FTX crash. Psychology is something people have started to forget as well. So
okay, that's a good thing.
So that's
our short memories.
That's a normal psychology. That's what happened. Yeah. So I've always been positive on crypto, especially Bitcoin and free L1, the real ecosystem providers, supporters for the blockchain ecosystem.
Okay,
so
all right.
Seems positive. Yeah.
Seems positive. Yes, I think so. Some people are saying that the spring is just around the corner, crypto spring, and that we are back, that the winter is over. What do you think?
So Bitcoin and crypto. So like let's talk about crypto assets. Let's talk about crypto token. So these are like any other commodity market. So all the commodity markets have that high. Oil has high. Oil has low. You have iron ore. You have coal. You have other commodities, steel commodities, which always go high, go low. But Bitcoin and crypto has a similar cycle as well.
Yes.
But Bitcoin is just 10 years old baby, so it's just 10 to 12 years old.
It's a baby.
So it has a more higher cyclical avenues of going more up, coming down. But when you talk about the price trending, Bitcoin follows something halving trends, and there's a price which is maintained. So if you look at past example or past studies, every halving, like Bitcoin started from 30 cents, it went to $300. Then there was a next halving when it started from $300 to $3,000. Then the next halving was $3,000 to $20,000. And this halving is $16,000 to $69,000. And so there has an uptrend on price. So not bad about Bitcoin.
Yeah. So historically there was a pattern that went up after
so
the halving.
Satoshi, this guy Satoshi was a genius. So he created an ecosystem. So he created something which was very, very special. Like he mixed up Tor, he mixed up few technologies to create a blockchain out of Bitcoin and created a halving event so that the inflation reduces in the market and demand increases. That is how the Bitcoin price goes up. So next halving, next block will be so currently it's 6.25. So next halving it would be half. It would be 3 point something Bitcoin every block.
Okay.
So there will be inflation in the market. Oh, there will be a deflation for the Bitcoin, not inflation. The deflation for Bitcoin.
Yes.
And obviously demand is increasing, so that pushes up the price.
That's a good
naturally,
thing.
Yeah. So I look quite positive next year. So
great.
we're going to have a happy year next year. Yeah.
Yes, we look
so anyways, we are
to.
happy. So Bitcoin was 16,000 and it's 36,000 today. Solana went low to $10 or $9, and it went high to 60.
Oh, 60 already? Okay.
60 already. So almost all the good tokens are 2x to 5x, and Bitcoin is almost 2x. So what else you admit?
Well, what about Ethereum? It finally went to 2,000 after a while. I'm a big Ethereum investor, so.
So Ethereum is like one of the best investment to do because they are the they are the major supporter of the blockchain. They are the Apple for the blockchain, kind of Apple for the blockchain.
Apple for the blockchain.
But there are 120 million Ethereums in the market, and if Ethereum goes 10,000, the company is going to be valued at $1.2 trillion.
The company is in the Ethereum Foundation?
Yeah, foundation. Okay. So that would be valued at $1.2 trillion. So
do you think that's a fair valuation?
I'm no one to decide that. It's to be decided by investors. And anyways, it obviously have upside. They have started sharding. They started burning the tokens. So let's see how does it go, how does it burn, and what valuation it goes to. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bitcoin is currently at $700 billion. So thinking Bitcoin at $4 trillion is also something like, oh, at $4 trillion, Bitcoin goes to $200,000 price. So when we talk about Ethereum at $1.2 trillion, we have to see where we look at the company at. But obviously, from this price, it has upside $8,000 to $10,000. It's not a financial advice, but it's just my
potential outcome.
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And anything which is centralized has a lot of other factors as well.
Of course,
around
of course,
it. Yeah.
of course. Yeah, and like you said, all markets are volatile, so you can never completely predict something. Okay, now let's get into Illuminati Capital and your role, and tell me a little bit more just about the company itself, maybe the investment strategy, what kind of startups you look at.
So for Illuminati, we are 4 partners, and all of us come from a different background. Like personally, I'm a Bitcoin miner. I've been mining since 2020, and we do almost 10 megawatts of mining. I've invested in more than 80 plus gaming projects in last 2 years as well, under my other capital firm. Then we have Mohanad. So Mohanad is CEO for Agarwal. It's a $2.4 billion real estate fund, Kuwait-based real estate fund. So he brings in the strategy and more of a fund investments overviews. We have Dhaval Parekh. So Dhaval is part of New Tribe Capital as well.
Oh.
So he has been advisors in a lot of projects, quite a senior veteran guy for blockchain. He takes care of deal flows and everything with us, and he has invested in more than 200 projects in last 3 years. Then we have Laura. So Laura is the marketing guru for us. So she brings in the PR, the marketing, and other
Laura
expertise.
came on my show.
So we have 4 partners from different backgrounds. It's a $50 million fund. We have a soft close for $10 million. Almost invested in 10 to 12 projects in last 2 months, and we're very slow on investing. But investing,
why do you say you're slow compared to?
we are slow in investing because we don't get the project what we like, and what we like maybe sometimes we don't get allocations. But we have a very strict rule of investing in the projects which is led by tier 1 investors. We have divided the portfolio risk as well. We invest in L1, L2, DeFi's, gaming.
Okay.
Now we're looking at NFTs, blockchain projects which are supporting NFTs ecosystem as well, like NFT indexing or something related to NFTs. So invest in quite a diversified portfolio.
Yeah, very diversified. So which sectors out of all the ones that you named, DeFi, gaming, NFTs, are you looking maybe the most closely at? Are you personally more interested in, or think that there might be more potential there?
So everything has a potential. So blockchain in whole is growing. So you have L2s, we invested in ZK Link coming in, you have Symbol, you have a lot of other projects which are coming up. So everything is interesting.
Okay.
The most interesting would be which is supported by a good ecosystem, a good team.
Yes.
So and they have good. The idea should be good, and good. They should have good money to sustain for a few years.
Yeah, but how do you ensure that you have enough money?
So we have a good money because we have a good cash flow.
Okay.
We have some LPs, good LPs who have been providing. So I do Bitcoin mining. I get Bitcoin. So my source of fund is Bitcoin. I stake or sell my Bitcoin to invest in this. Mohanad has been investing. We all have been investing. We have LPs who have been investing with us. So and the team is quite diversified and experienced. So it's good. We are happy with the investments as of now. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the Bitcoin mining. You said that you got into the industry as a Bitcoin miner. Is that correct?
Yeah. I started as Ethereum miner in India.
Okay. What year?
2019. And so Ethereum was like schooling in mining industry. Then I started with Bitcoin mining. So that's what brought me to Dubai to find Bitcoin mining connects. And I got good connects in Russia. So from 2020, we have been mining in Russia and CIS countries as well.
Okay. Yeah, those are the main markets, right? Russia, China.
No, not exactly. The entire Northern Hemisphere and US and everywhere it happens.
Okay.
But we have been doing there. We found the connections there. And we have a setup. I have an office in Moscow. I have an office in Kazakhstan. Team around the globe. So working on mining operations.
Okay. Yeah. And I assume miners right now are all just looking forward and preparing for the Bitcoin halving. Is that the big excitement going on?
Yeah, so Bitcoin halving is a natural process now. Like it is something which happens. We are waiting for it because after Bitcoin halving, the price goes up, starts shooting up.
Right.
Yeah, so
how do you
that's the
prepare
trend
for
it has
that?
been following.
As a miner, you just accumulate as much as you can?
So we keep on accumulating. We never sell Bitcoin. I never sell my Bitcoin.
Right.
I keep on accumulating because there is no sense of selling asset which you would be selling at a price of $200,000 later, or maybe more higher prices. Now you have ecosystem like you have Aave where you can stake and take compound, where you can stake your
Aave,
BTC and take a lending against it. But it's sad that still it has to be converted to WBTC. Again, centralized. You have to get centralized and stake it.
That's sad, you think?
Yeah, for Bitcoin. When you talk about Bitcoin as a Bitcoin miner, for the Bitcoin network, it's sad because Bitcoin believes in decentralization.
Right.
So there should be a decentralized DeFi as well. So, but we go to our way, we stake. It's fine for now. We take risk. Maybe I hold. In case I need liquidation, we take it from our way or compound. Yeah.
What do you think needs to happen to keep pushing decentralization, to really get to a decentralized state, which is the ethos of blockchain, right? That's what all of us in the industry and community preach. Like, what do we need to do to truly get there?
Use decentralized products. That's the only way. If you have, like recently there were ordinals which were launched. So what is ordinal? Ordinal is just an NFT on Bitcoin network. So currently the NFTs, the pictures are not the whatever pics you see is an NFT. The transactions are not blockchain. The pictures are not on blockchain. That gets stored on AWS or any other centralized. But ordinal is something which gets into the block.
Right.
Each file.
It's mined on chain.
Bitcoin blocks are 8 GB. So they find a place between the blocks because there are a lot of gaps between it and store themselves in the metadata where you can pull it up.
Okay, but they're
always there.
There are other collections though that are mined on chain on Ethereum. Not everything, but there are a few.
There are few,
yes.
but not all.
Okay.
Not all. Yeah, there are few which are fine.
Okay.
Like when you talk about, let's talk about the real usage of NFTs. Like
sure.
What would NFT be used for? Like if there is a Picasso painting, Picasso, if NFT was that time, the Picasso painting would have gone on 10 hands. But the poor family didn't get any royalty out of it. Yeah.
Right.
If it was NFTs on blockchain, the family would have keep on getting in all the sales. Decentralized royalties.
Right.
So that can be a use case. So if you have your will, so you're a rich generalist, so if you have your will, if you prepare your will, so if it's on the blockchain, on Bitcoin, it can be there for 200 until the Bitcoin exists, yeah? But if it is on normal places, like it is on Ethereum, I don't know where it is stored. If it is in centralized, you don't know until when it exists.
Right.
The company shuts the door.
Yeah, you have no control over that.
Goes away. You can only see data and keep on showing data to your grandchildren that this is my will.
Right.
The blockchain hash rates.
I guess, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, what other use cases then? You mentioned art. What about fractionalization of art? Do you think that's a good use case?
Yeah, that's a use case.
Okay.
So there's something called crowdfunding, which has been happening since ages. But you don't, there are a lot of scams in crowdfunding. Like the same thing can be, the problem of double spend problem get cured by this fractionalization, because if you fractionalize an NFT, it cannot be double spend. You cannot send the same part to two people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one of the safe case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So interestingly, Georgia, 3 years back, Bitfurry converted the Georgia's entire land records onto the blockchain.
Georgia.
Country.
Okay.
So their land records on blockchain.
Oh,
so that reduced the illegal selling by 90% and expenses by 80% of the country's expenses. And
wow.
So that's a real use case. If you have your land records on blockchain, maybe at some time you can come to DeFi and crowdfunding and fund against your real estate. You don't have to go to banks with your KYCs, yeah? And then say,
I think that's the end goal, right?
Then tell you that you don't have salary to pay my EMI, so I don't want to pay you. Yeah?
Exactly. Okay, what other problems in the world maybe do you think that blockchain technology can help to solve or can be a tool for to better in the world?
So there are a lot of things. Everything cannot come on blockchain. You cannot have everything transparent. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
If you're planning for a world which has to be very transparent and very truthful, so
You don't think that's a possibility?
that's not possible. Like that will be a very boring world then. Yeah?
Okay.
So, but a lot of things can be solved out. I think you know about Spotify, the
Yes.
real royalties for the singers they start getting.
Yeah.
So you have arts, you have real estates, which problem which can be solved. The real estate funding problem can be solved out of it.
Okay.
The banking issues can be solved. Like you send dollars from one bank to other, it takes 2 days, 3
Yes.
days. Yeah, USDT is something goes very easily. Again, I'm not very favorable for USDT. Again, that's centralized. You need to have I personally believe you need to have a stable coin which is more regulated,
But not centralized?
not centralized. Yeah.
Okay, so not USDT.
You don't have any other option now, so that's the most widely accepted and used.
Yeah. Okay, fair. So I see. So we have crowdfunding, like you said. We have tokenization, if it comes to real estate, maybe.
So we had Luna where they were giving 20% and everyone were happy like USDT today. But I hope it doesn't happen with USDT. Yeah.
Right. No, I hope so. I hope it doesn't happen. All right. And then now I just want to ask a couple more fun what-if creative questions.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you could go back in time and choose any historical figure to introduce blockchain technology to, who would it be and why?
In the past?
Yeah.
So maybe when Warren Buffett was young, I would have introduced
Buffett?
him.
Warren Buffett? Okay, okay.
And maybe he would have thought separately differently at that point.
Yeah,
Of time.
who knows?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows? Okay, that's a cool answer.
Yeah.
And one more. If you had any blockchain-based superpower, what would it be? So if you could have any superpower in the world but relate it back to Web3 or crypto, what would it be?
I would have started mining by 2013 or 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
So earlier.
So earlier, yeah.
Okay. But any maybe like supernatural power, maybe? Be like a super miner? I don't know.
Yeah, if I would have started by 2014 or 13, I would have been a super miner.
Yeah, okay.
I've heard stories people making ROI in 3 days or 4 days at those period of time.
Oh, wow.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, I think I need to get
So
into
early
that.
miners, yeah.
All right. And what is the best way for our audience to get in touch with you, reach out to you, learn more about Illuminati Capital?
Visit our website, illuminati.capital. You can send me a mail, vickaash at illuminati.capital. I'm available on LinkedIn as well. Add me on LinkedIn, chat with me there. I'm very active there. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Vic. I learned a lot. And everyone, please stay tuned for the rest of Crypto TV and the crypto market updates.
In the crypto market, Bitcoin's price is at $37,187. Ethereum is trading at $2,051 today. XRP is up 28.49% this month and trading currently at 63 cents. And Solana is up nearly 49.47% this week with a price of $64 today.
And that is all the news for today. But before we go, I want to remind you that there is a special event on November 28th coming up. It is a day-long conference that is invite only. And if you are interested in what is called impact investing, make sure to check it out. I recently interviewed one of the organizers from Carter Capital, Gustavo Montero. Check out his Web3 talks. And if you are interested in going, please reach out to him. And Web3 TV is giving away 3 passes to those interested, and all you have to do is comment below. So let me know if you want to go. And until then, my name is Ornella Hernandez. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, guys.